So I really enjoyed doing my last response video, and I figured why not do another one. So this time I'm going to be responding to Larry Tomczak's video, 10 Reasons Why Gay Marriage is Wrong. And I've wanted to address a video on gay marriage for a while now because I feel like I have some points that really haven't been brought up by other YouTubers. So take it away, Larry. Let's see what you've got for me.
You know, people are asking, is same-sex marriage wrong? And what we have to do is have some very clear answers to that. Let me give you 10 reasons why same-sex marriage is wrong. And I'm going to just read these. Number one, it violates the clear and unambiguous moral teaching of the Hebrew Christian scriptures.
Damn it, Larry. I said I wanted to talk about things that other YouTubers haven't already talked about. Alright, since you asked, I'll answer your question. That doesn't matter. Okay? The fact that Hebrew scripture is against gay marriage does not matter. We live in a secular society. That means your religion does not get to tell people what they can or cannot do.
Which serve as the basis for our Judeo-Christian laws and foundation as a nation. Number two.
Wait. Don't go on to number 2 yet. Did you just say that our laws were based on Judeo-Christian scripture? I'm sorry, that's just not right. I mean, just look at Judeo-Christian law and look at our Constitution. The two have nothing to do with one another. I think that's abundantly clear. But, alright, I guess I have to lay it out for you. So, look, you've made me go away from my nice pre-planned video that I was going to talk over, but I'll draw out a diagram for you. Here we have the 10 Commandments. Just a minute, I can't read this. Let me, hold on. Okay, there we go. Nice and translated into English. So, when you say Judeo-Christian law, what immediately comes to mind, for me at least, are the 10 Commandments. And if you're talking about all the stoning and killing people stuff, well, I can address that too. But let's give you the benefit of the doubt and assume you're talking about the 10 Commandments here. Number 1, I am the Lord your God. You shall worship the Lord your God, and him only shall you serve. That sounds quite a lot different from the U.S. Constitution, which says you can worship whoever you want. All that, freedom from religion and everything. So we'll just go ahead and cross that one off the list. Alright, number 2, you shall not take the name of the Lord your God in vain. Well, Jesus Christ, that one sure isn't true. Let's just keep going here. Number 3, remember to keep holy the Sabbath day. Have you ever heard of places that are open on Sunday? I sure have. I go there all the time. Number 4, honor your father and mother. That's not in any laws anywhere. I've never heard of someone going to jail for saying, "Fuck you, Dad," or anything like that. Number 5, you shall not kill. Yeah, sure, that's one of them. But I mean, what sane society doesn't have that as one of its rules? Number 6, you shall not commit adultery. While that is frowned upon in our society, I really don't think that's in our laws. Number 7, you shall not steal. Yeah, sure, I'll give you that one too. Number 8, you shall not bear false witness. This one also technically true. In the court of law, you cannot bear false witness. Number 9, you shall not cover your neighbor's wife. Yeah, I'm sorry, man, but we live in a capitalist society. I'm just going to include 10 in here. You shall not covet your neighbor's goods. Coveting is what capitalist societies are based off of. So, big, giant, fuck all red all over these two. Our society is pretty much based off of coveting. If you don't covet, you don't go out and buy things, capitalist society falls apart. Bit of an oversimplification, but hey, it's pretty accurate.
It's contrary to the self-evident truth of Mother Nature or nature's God.
Dude, there is gay sex all over nature. Dolphins, chimpanzees, like, do some research. That's not unnatural. It happens all the time in nature.
As our founding fathers expressed it, wherein men and women are designed and function differently, complement, complete each other, and through the wonder of marital union are able to procreate with each other to perpetuate the cycle of life.
Yeah, our founding fathers were also slaveholders. That doesn't mean that we dogmatically follow whatever they say. No, our society grows and develops, and our founding fathers wrote that into our founding documents. Our society is designed to change over time. One of those things is getting rid of slavery. Another, hopefully, is allowing same sex marriage.
Number three, it's contrary to the explicit teaching of every major world religion which upholds the integrity of marriage and family.
So what? Our society is secular. That means no religion, not yours, not Islam, not Buddhism, not Hinduism, none of them, even if they all agree, can enforce what they say on the populace. That's not how it works. Your religion doesn't get to tell people what they can and cannot do. Get that through your head.
Number four reason why same-sex marriage is wrong, it undermines the...
Wait, hold on, Larry. There's someone with a sign behind you. End the harm from religion-based bigotry and prejudice. Yeah, that guy kind of has a point. What do you think of that, Larry? No, you're not gonna address that? It does sort of look like you're standing in front of a gay pride parade, but no, you're just gonna keep talking? Oh, okay, sure, continue. Just go ahead and restart that point. I kind of got sidetracked and forgot what you were saying. No, just go back and, yeah, you got it.
Number four reason why same-sex marriage is wrong, it undermines the institution of marriage between a man and a woman that has been the cornerstone of civilization in custom and law for more than 6,000 years of human history.
Once again, so what? Just because it's been done for a long period of time doesn't mean we should continue doing it. What sort of argument is that? I mean, for the majority of human history, we burned people at the stake for being witches. Should we continue that just because there's 6,000 years of human history backing it up? Or what about slaves? I mean, come on, slaves are good for the economy, and without these slaves, why our country would be in the toilet. We can't just throw away 6,000 years of slavery. I mean, come on, man. Society grows and progresses. That's how it works. Change is a good thing. It's a good thing that we're not living the same way we lived 6,000 years ago. We have grown so much as a culture and as a species since then. We don't want to be like the people that lived 6,000 years ago. Trust me, it wouldn't be good for us.
Number five, not one civilized culture in the entire history of mankind, including those few that have been relatively tolerant of homosexuality, has ever allowed marriage between members of the same sex as norm for family life.
That is the exact same thing as number four. Just rewind the video like 40 seconds and watch it again. It's the same thing.
Number six, it is an injustice and unequivocally harmful, selfish arrangement wherein our most precious entrustment, our children, are denied the love and nurture of a father and a mother who complement each other in a healthy family life.
Oh God, the children! The children! Think of the children! Oh, how could you allow gays to marry and adopt and have families? Oh, the humanity! Oh, the poor children! They would be much better off in adoption centers, waiting with no one to love them. Oh! But, I mean, seriously, like, what is the difference between a homosexual couple having a child and a heterosexual couple having a child? If they're monogamous, really, what's the difference? I don't see where you're coming from.
Number seven reason why same-sex marriage is wrong, it redefines and devalues the sacred institution of marriage exclusively between a man and a woman, in addition to opening the door for other arrangements like polygamy, group marriage, and even bestiality.
Oh no, a definition is changing. This has never happened in the history of mankind. We've always used these words to mean the exact same thing throughout history. Once again, no. Language is a fluid thing. It changes over time. The words that we use now meant different things 500 years ago. That's why it's so hard to understand things like Shakespeare. They're using words slightly differently. All right? And for the, oh no, it can lead to polygamy and same dog marriage and whatever. Like, that's not, dude, that's just such a slippery slope argument. It's not even funny. I mean, you're going from consenting adults to human on dog action. Like, do you not see the difference there? Do you not see why this form of slippery slope argumentation just does not work?
Number 8, it's a radical social experiment like the disastrous welfare state and no-fault divorce ideas, which must not be embraced lest we further destabilize the already fragile family, the basic building block of our society.
Okay, could you please explain to me how allowing gay couples to get married would in any way destabilize the family? I mean, what we're looking for is monogamous couples, right? I mean, whether that couple is a heterosexual couple or a homosexual couple, what difference does it make? If they're monogamous, if they stay together and provide a stable structure for the child to grow in, why does it matter if they're heterosexual or homosexual? Like, really, what's the difference? That seems to have just completely escaped you. Do you just think that homosexuals are just out there partying and having their gay sex all over the place? Like, these are normal people who just happen to like someone of the same gender. Why can't they make good parents, in your view?
Number 9 reason it's wrong, it legitimizes, normalizes, and places an official stamp of approval on a lifestyle replete with dangerous at-risk sexual behavior, such as HIV, AIDS, and over 30 STDs that are endangering lives, jeopardizing healthcare, and impacting our economy.
Finally, something for me to talk about that hasn't been covered a billion times. I mean, this one's only been covered a couple thousand times. So, sexually transmitted diseases. You're right. Gay couples have the highest rate of sexually transmitted diseases, followed by heterosexual couples. You know who has the lowest rate? Lesbians. Lesbians have the lowest rate of sexually transmitted diseases out of any couples. So does that mean we should just abolish heterosexual marriage and just make lesbian marriage the only form of marriage? No, of course not. Don't be ridiculous. Look, if you're consenting adults and you're being safe with what you're doing, your risk is fairly low, no matter what type of couple you are. And fundamentally, it really has nothing to do with whether or not it should be legal. You, buddy, Larry, it's really none of your business.
And the 10th reason same-sex marriage is wrong, it is opposed by the overwhelming majority of our nation, who are decent, hard-working citizens, rightly angry at arrogant, unelected, unaccountable judges, imposing their radical redefinition of marriage and family upon us. As the family goes, so goes the nation.
Whoa, shit, you know he's serious now. The glasses just came off. But, alright, Larry, I know you have a lot of respect for the Founding Fathers, so I figure you'd like to hear one of their responses to the point you just made. This is Thomas Jefferson in the first inaugural address, March 4th, 1801. All, too, will bear in mind this sacred principle, that though the will of the majority is in all cases to prevail, that will to be rightful must be reasonable, and that the minority possess their equal rights, which equal law must protect, and to violate would be oppression. You see, Larry, the Founding Fathers were a lot smarter than you give them credit for. They knew that people like you would come along and try to oppress a minority, and use the excuse that you had the majority in order to get that done. But they knew that was coming, and so they made it very clear that there are rights that people have that cannot be taken away, no matter what the vote is. Now, they had their flaws. They didn't see this far ahead. They were just men. But they were smart enough to put this in here. And I think you really lack a lot of respect for just how much they put in here. And you really cherry pick what they say and don't look at it as a whole. So, Larry, I don't know what else to say to you. You really didn't give me much to talk about. So I'm going to ignore you now and bring up a point that I think you haven't ever considered or even realized existed. I guess I can ask this sort of as an open-ended question to all those out there who still oppose same-sex marriage. So just take a minute and watch through the rest of the video, and then once you've heard everything, tell me what you think. I'd like an honest answer to this conundrum that I think a lot of people ignore when talking about same-sex marriage. How are you defining male and female? Are you aware that many people are born with unclear genders? There are literally dozens of medical conditions that lead to gender ambiguity. For example, androgen insensity syndrome, or AIS, coming in mild, partial, and complete varieties, result in different levels of insensitivity to the androgenic hormones that develop the male genitalia. The result of CAIS is a person with an X and a Y chromosome who is roughly female in anatomy. PAIS results in a roughly male anatomy except for the genitals, which are difficult to define and possess both female and male characteristics, tending towards female in most cases. Since you seem so eager to tell everyone who they can and cannot marry, tell me, how should we judge who a person with AIS can marry? Can a person with CAIS marry a man even though they have a Y chromosome and are technically male? Who can a person with PAIS marry? They have a Y chromosome, but their genitalia are undefined, with many female characteristics. Can this person marry men? Women? Both? Neither? And these are just a few of the complications coming from one single condition. There are literally dozens of conditions that result in varying levels of physical and genetic sexual ambiguity. And these conditions aren't really that rare either. Each different condition affects between 1 in 100 and 1 in 100,000 people, with most affecting 1 in 1,000. There are people with 2 X and 1 Y chromosome. There are people with 4 X chromosomes. There are even people with somatic mosaicism, which causes half of their cells to be XX while the other half are XY. So who should these people marry? Are you going to go through them on a case-by-case basis and figure out by some arbitrary standard who they can marry? Do people who oppose same-sex marriage even know that this is a problem? Here's my own personal opinion. You know how we can decide who people with PAIS can marry? We don't. It's none of our business. We let them marry whoever they fall in love with. Human sexuality is not black and white. So why don't you stop trying to force people into your preconceived notions of sexuality and let people make up their own goddamned minds?
Christians and moral people and people of faith everywhere have to rise up and with love in their hearts, with charity and with clarity, declare the truth about God's standard for family and marriage.
Wait, what the fuck? Did he just point at the sky? God is not in the sky. What? Oh my God. I am so done with you.